A winter storm is on the way. Our reporters have preparation tips and what you can expect for the weather this weekend.
Plus, why Virginia Tech canceled its football game against JMU.
And a group of JMU students combating one of Virginia's largest schemes, organized retail crime.
Live from the Allison B. Parker Studio in the School of Media Arts and Design at James Madison University, this is Breeze TV.
Welcome back to Breeze TV. I'm Olivia Williams.
And I'm Abby Allard.
We could have a really big amount of snow
I know,
it's
insane. Breeze TV's Madison Florsick joins us in the studio with an update on this winter storm. Madison.
Thanks, Abby. Snow is causing a big stir in Virginia this week, with grocery store shelves clearing out as people gather resources they may need for this weekend. On Saturday, around 6 p.m., 5 to 8 inches of snow is expected. On Sunday, roads and walkways are expected to ice over with another 5 to 8 inches of snow and ice. JMU sent out inclement weather warnings and reminded students who have their car on campus to move them to the parking deck. Governor Abigail Spanberger has also declared Virginia to be in a state of emergency with the upcoming winter weather. She advises people not to travel. The inclement weather will last from Saturday to Monday morning. Don't forget to grab your snow boots and keep warm this weekend. We're going to head over to Breeze TV's Grace Fleshman at City Hall to see how Harrisonburg is preparing for this winter storm.
Thanks, Madison. It's definitely cold outside and you can feel that snow coming through. I'm here with Mike Parks, Harrisonburg's Director of Communications and Public Engagement, to talk about preparation for this weekend. So how has the city of Harrisonburg begun to prepare for the snow coming in this weekend?
Sure, this is something that throughout the year we're preparing for. Every fall we start looking at our chainsaws, our plows, everything, and making sure that it is ready for the winter season. And then this week, obviously, we check and see how much salt do we have on hand, what does our schedules look like, and actually yesterday we started brining and salting the streets. So anyone driving around Harrisonburg, you're going to see lines across the street. That is salt that we've put down, so hopefully it stops the snow from sticking at first, but in reality, with the amount of snow we're expecting, with as cold as the temperatures are going to be, no amount of salting is going to stop the roads from becoming very slick very quickly. And when it starts to snow Saturday night, people should stay off the roads at all costs.
Yeah. And how can the community get ready for the unpredictable conditions ahead?
Sure. I would tell people to expect that you may need to be home for 24, possibly 48 hours or more once the snowfall starts Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. So there's still time to get some supplies, knowing that you'll need to be home for a while. But really, once that snow starts to fall, you need to be where you're going to be for the next 24 to 48 hours, because roads will not be safe. No matter how good of a driver you feel you are in the snow, the other drivers around you may not be. So please stay off the roads if you can.
And what is your advice to JMU students making the decision to stay on campus or leave before the snow arrives?
So I would say you have about 24 hours to make that decision. So as long as you will be okay being home for some time and knowing that you can't go out, may have power outages, stay where you are. And one thing I would recommend, keep an eye on the city's social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, and our website, because every update we have will be posted there as soon as we have it. Road conditions, power outages, things that we need our community to know during the winter weather events.
Yeah. And what is the best way to receive that information about the weather and the road conditions?
Sure. Follow us, Harrisonburg VA, on Facebook, on Twitter. Go to our website. Sign up for Everbridge HR alerts to become a neighbor in the know. Go to our website and search for alerts, and you can sign up and make sure you're getting the information you need to be safe.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Abby and Olivia, back to you.
That is all we have for the weather today, and I'll be back to give Harrisonburg's 4-day weather forecast. For now, Abby and Olivia, back to you.
Thanks, Madison. Some tough news for coffee lovers on campus. The Starbucks truck on main campus is closed indefinitely. According to the JMU Dining's Instagram, the truck is closed for now, but in the meantime, students can still grab their coffee fix at Java and Mr. Chips on main campus, or at the Starbucks inside Rose Library.
Democratic Senator Tim Kaine toured the Commonwealth to speak with healthcare officials this week. He stopped by Harrisonburg on Tuesday. Our Alexa Bonilla spoke with Kane about his plans to restore funding to Medicaid and the issues rural healthcare centers face.
Staff at the Harrisonburg Healthy Community Health Center say they are in crisis mode as they continue to lose government funding and struggle to keep staff.
I've just lost staff. Last week, one lady, she had worked here for 6 months, and now she's working at Food Line because I pay $4 an hour.
Staff leave because this population is really hard to get paid more to be just as miserable in healthcare somewhere else.
Senator Tim Kaine met with Healthy Community Health Center staff and Mayor Dina Reed to learn about the effects of potential Medicaid cuts.
They're already affecting rural providers all over the country. Some of my colleagues are now starting to realize, wow, okay, this is a problem, so I need to, even if they voted for the Medicaid cuts, now they're seeing how much it hurts.
Kaine said healthcare is dominating discussions in Washington right now, specifically the Affordable Care Act tax credits and its potential effects on rural healthcare. Healthy Community Health Centers have 4 Harrisonburg locations. The centers saw almost 15,000 patients in 2024. Staff said that number has continued to rise.
When you uninsure people, it costs everybody. And I think that's where we miss in our political rhetoric, that we're not talking about the real effects to everybody.
Kaine said the Senate will cast a vote next week on the budget for federally qualified health centers, like the Healthy Community Health Center. He said he's optimistic about the bill.
Former JMU professor William Van Norman has been sentenced to 2 years and 9 months in prison after pleading guilty to possessing child pornography, including a second offense charge. 68-year-old William Van Norman was arrested last April following a tip from the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. He pleaded guilty to 2 felony counts in November. After his arrest in the city of Charlottesville, a judge in Charlottesville Circuit Court handed down a 15-year sentence, suspending more than 12 years of that term. Van Norman will also serve 2 years of supervised probation after his release.
The Center for Multicultural Student Services hosted Donzali Abernathy as this year's keynote speaker for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Reporters Brandon Portillo Ponte and Isabel Lewis learned how she continues the legacy of her family.
Donzali Abernathy is the daughter of American civil rights leader Reverend Ralph David Abernathy and the goddaughter of Martin Luther King Jr. Abernathy reflected on her inspiration for her advocacy work.
65 came, and that's what this is up here. That's 1965, and we're marching for the right to vote. And so I decided as a little girl that I was going to serve. I wanted to be like Daddy and Uncle Martin, and I used to ask them all the time to let me come.
Abernathy shared stories of her father's relationship to MLK Jr., life under segregation, the pivotal role her family played in the civil rights movement, and the power of nonviolent resistance.
I'm not going to meet their hate with hate, because I know that our love can turn them around, and that's what we're going to have to do. That's what Uncle Martin was teaching us to do. That's what we are going to do.
She emphasized the need for younger generations to stand up for American democracy and civil rights. She expressed concern that the discrimination she has seen throughout her lifetime is resurfacing in today's climate.
We are the real heroes and the revolutionaries of this decade, of this era. It's up to us. And you all are the revolutionaries and the creators of your tomorrow.
And this is her message for future generations. Reporting for Breeze TV alongside Isabel Lewis, I'm Brandon Portillo Ponte.
You all can make this a better earth. You can make this a better America. And we're waiting on you. It's time for you all to rise.
To continue the celebration for Martin Luther King Jr. Week, the Center for Multicultural Student Services hosted a brunch this morning. Breeze TV's Sloan Helmick spoke with attendees about what Dr. King's legacy means to them.
What is so special about MLK Day and what's so special about this brunch?
Well, I think what's special about MLK Day is a lot of areas in my life I would not be able to be in these spaces like JMU if it weren't for the work of MLK.
How do you think JMU does at fostering that community and helping students to understand that they have resources available to them and that they have all of these opportunities to learn more about their culture, or for students outside of the culture to come and learn more about it?
Yeah, I think JMU actually does a really great job. Specifically, I think it's because I work in that office and we take a lot of time to get to know our students. We learn their history and we love listening to them to share that with us, as well as really using their voice on what they think is important for us to learn.
I think JMU is really pretty on board with this because on Wednesday during the keynote speak, President Jim was there the entire time. I had great conversations with him.
There's a lot of spaces, and they put in a lot of effort to make sure that we are welcome and that we never feel like we shouldn't be where we are today.
What were you most excited to eat at the brunch today?
Oh, chicken and waffles. Definitely chicken and waffles.
I like the waffles.
I was most excited to eat the bacon. The bacon, they always get it right with the bacon.
The Walmart on Burgess Road is back open after a fire there early Monday morning. Breeze TV's Grace Fleshman spoke with the Harrisonburg Fire Chief about the cause of the incident.
Around 4 a.m. on Monday, first responders received a call about a fire in the back of Walmart. When they arrived at the scene, there was no sign of a fire and conditions seemed normal. Responders then found smoke coming from the back. Due to the size of the building, the high potential for injuries, and the cold conditions, almost 40 firefighters were dispatched. No injuries were reported.
The building was already equipped with not only a fire alarm system which detects the presence of a fire, it is also equipped with an automatic fire sprinkler system, which in this case functioned properly and contained the fire to a very small area of origin.
The building was closed for business on Monday for cleanup, but reopened on Tuesday. Investigators found the cause of the fire was lithium-ion batteries stored in a container in the warehouse. The use of lithium-ion batteries is common nowadays.
While they are outstanding, they also have the potential to be a source of fire. And that is why it is so important that people follow the manufacturer's recommendations on how to properly charge these types of devices.
Not settling for a cheap cord for your devices could prevent batteries from overheating and ultimately reduce the risk of fires. Chief Tobia reminds the community that the Harrisonburg Fire Department is there and ready to provide service at all times. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Grace Fleshman.
Well, it definitely sucked when that Walmart was closed. It was the closest to where we live.
I know, but I didn't even know that lithium batteries could even do that. But I am very glad that everything's okay over there and there were no injuries. But for now, we are going to send it over to Ethan Dufresne at the Sports Desk.
Thanks, guys. Coming up on the Sports Desk, a recap of everything you missed from JMU Athletics while we were away. Plus, men's basketball took the court against South Alabama.
Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun Spiced Chicken Breast Filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit is so good, we serve it all day. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun Filet Biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time.
It's bow time. Introducing new Bojangles chicken wings. Try the boldly seasoned classic, sweet and smoky barbecue, or creamy buffalo for some heat. Head to Bojangles and order all 3 flavors for your next party. It's bow time. It's bow time. It's not a menu hack anymore. Bojangles Sausage Bowberry Biscuit is officially available for a limited time. Enjoy sizzling sausage on a made-from-scratch Bowberry Biscuit because sweet and savory belong together. Get one at Bojangles today. It's bow time. It's bow time. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the Carolina Legend can make your tailgate a winner. We're talking crispy chicken, made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your crew faster than you can say touchdown. Let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's bow time. It's bow time. Bojangles' new chicken rice bowl starts with dirty rice, topped with Cajun pintos, chicken, and cheese.
How's that chicken rice bowl? It's bold from the bottom up.
Get a fresh, hearty chicken rice bowl for a limited time. It's bow time.
Is Breeze TV.
Welcome back to the Breeze TV Sports Desk. I'm Ethan Dufresne. It was a crazy time for James Madison Athletics while we were away. Let's talk about it. To start, JMU Cheer finished 3rd at the 2026 Universal Cheerleading College Nationals. This is the first time that the team has placed for a medal at the Division 1A level. Last season, the team finished 4th, along with a 15th place finish in 2024 and a 16th place in 2023. Swim and Dive lost both of its meets over break, losing 186 to 113 against Villanova on January 17th and a 153.5 to 144.5 loss to Towson on December 18th. Men's basketball comes into today 9-11 overall and 2-6 in the Sun Belt Conference. However, the Dukes have been hot playing at home in the Atlantic Union Bank Center so far. Junior forward Justin McBride currently leads the Dukes in points per game with 17.3. Women's basketball has also found success at home, coming into today 9-3 at the AUBC. The Dukes' last game out ended up a 72-68 win against the University of Louisiana Monroe at the Fant Ewing Coliseum. Redshirt senior guard Peyton McDaniel currently leads the team in points per game with 18.2. JMU football made its first appearance in the college football playoff, taking on the Oregon Ducks in Eugene. A 34-51 loss ended the Dukes' historic season. Former head coach Bob Chesney has officially taken over in his role as the new head coach of the UCLA Bruins. JMU hired former Florida head coach Billy Napier to take reign of the program. With this, many Dukes entered the transfer portal. A few notable names include AP All-American running back Wayne Knight and Sun Belt Conference Freshman of the Year defensive end Sahir West, following Coach Chesney to UCLA. Sun Belt Offensive Player of the Year quarterback Alonzo Barnett III committed to the University of Central Florida for his final year of eligibility. Breeze TV will continue to follow Dukes football throughout the offseason. Finally, after the college football season wrapped up with the Indiana Hoosiers hoisting their first ever national championship, 7 players from the roster transferred to Indiana from JMU, following former head coach Curt Cignetti. The Hoosiers defeated the Miami Hurricanes by a score of 27-21 and held an undefeated record. Earlier this month, Virginia Tech made a decision about its 2026 football schedule regarding JMU. Breeze TV's Andrew Coliani had the chance to talk to students about this decision.
Virginia Tech has officially canceled its 2026 home football game versus James Madison University. A new ruling in the Atlantic Coast Conference forced Virginia Tech to schedule another in-conference game for its 2026 season. Virginia Tech decided to keep its other 3 out-of-conference games versus VMI, Old Dominion, and Maryland. Many JMU fans were disappointed and counting down the days until this game next season.
I have family and friends that go there, so I already started making plans to go down to Virginia Tech for the game. Not being able to see it now, it just kind of sucks because I think that would have been a good game.
Originally, this contract was signed in 2019 for the game to be played in 2025, but Virginia Tech and JMU agreed to push it back to 2026. Tech will now have to pay JMU $800,000 for breach of contract. This money could greatly help JMU in its search to replace players who left in the transfer portal this offseason.
You know, I feel like in a way they were dodging us. They saw how good we were last year. They saw how good we did against Oregon. And I don't know, I feel like they were kind of chickening out. I was also kind of annoyed because I wanted to see JMU play a better team than our other opponents in the Sun Belt, like an ACC team. So I was pretty bummed out because I wanted to see some serious competition.
A long-awaited in-state battle between JMU and Virginia Tech will still happen eventually, but when the game will be played is still unknown. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Andrew Coliani.
Even though it's getting cold outside, basketball season is starting to heat up. Last night, Breeze TV's Eric Vokalin watched men's basketball tip off against South Alabama.
An unsuccessful fourth-quarter comeback against the South Alabama Jaguars on Thursday night led to a 90-83 loss for the Dukes. Men's basketball is now 9-11 on the season and 2-6 in the Sun Belt.
It's tough just losing all these games, but I just know we just got to stack days and be consistent. Obviously, we keep saying this consistent word, that's what we lack, but, I mean, when you see it, we compete with the best teams in the conference.
JMU shot a season-high 42 three-point attempts while only taking 13 shots inside the arc. JMU also had 17 total turnovers in the game compared to South Alabama's 3. This led to the Jaguars scoring 23 points off of turnovers alone compared to JMU's 4.
But yeah, 17 turnovers you're going to have a hard time beating anybody, especially if you have that many live ball turnovers and allow them to get out, play in transition where you can't get your defense set. We're at our best when we can play good half-court defense.
Despite the loss, junior Justin McBride shot 75% from the field and was 5 for 6 from the three-point line, leading to his second 30-point game of the season.
You know, not really caring about the points, but I'm just mad that we lost. But we got to be more consistent as a team. But I'm just glad that I got players that believe in me in every aspect, not just on the court, off the court too.
The Dukes, who are now 13th in the Sun Belt, will be looking for a rebound win against Texas State this Saturday. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Eric Vokalin.
Even with all of the potential snowy weather ahead, JMU Athletics still has things to look forward to. Breeze TV's Eric Voklin has your weekend preview.
Thanks, Ethan. There's a lot of action for JMU this weekend. Men's tennis will be traveling down to North Carolina on Saturday to compete against Elon University. It's currently looking for a rebound win after losing to number 17 ranked Duke last Sunday. Women's basketball will face off against Arkansas State in Jonesboro at noon. The Dukes are currently 5th in the Sun Belt Conference with a record of 14-7. They're hoping to add momentum to their 3-game win streak after beating University of Louisiana at Monroe last Thursday, where redshirt senior Peyton McDaniel led the team with 21 points. Swim and Dive is currently competing against Richmond University. Tomorrow, Swim and Dive will compete at home against Navy. Dive events start at 10 a.m., followed by swim at noon. That's all for the weekend. Abby and Olivia, back to you.
Thanks, Eric. A JMU professor has been recognized as a top 2% scientist, how he's inspiring the next generation.
And coming back to school can be difficult. What you can do to deal with homesickness.
Plus, you may have seen the viral 2016 social media trend. Stay tuned for JMU's version of a blast from the past.
It's bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits. It's her!
You're not just tailgating, you're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app today. It's bow time. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the Carolina legend can make your tailgate a winner. We're talking crispy chicken, made from scratch buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your crew faster than you can say touchdown. Let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's bow time. It's bow time. Some classics never go out of style, like fresh egg, American cheese, and hickory smoked bacon on a made from scratch biscuit. Get a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit with crispy bow rounds and a hot coffee or medium drink. Order in the app or at Bojangles. It's bow time.
The one. The only. Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun Spice Chicken Breast Filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit is so good, we serve it all day. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun Filet Biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time.
This is Breeze TV.
And we're going to toss it back to Madison Florsick with some more updates on this weekend's winter storm. Madison.
Thanks, Abby. This weekend will be pretty chilly in Harrisonburg. Tonight, we will see lows in the single digits. Tomorrow, the snow will bring cloudy skies with the highs in the 20s. Going into Sunday, the skies will remain cloudy with the high reaching in the low 20s. Monday will be the coldest day with a low of 0 degrees. I'm pretty excited to see some snow this weekend, but remember to stay safe and watch for ice. Also, make sure to check road conditions before deciding to drive. That's all I have for the weekend weather. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Madison. Last semester, JMU students worked with the Virginia Attorney General's office to tackle one of the country's most expensive crimes inside one of the university's most unique classrooms. The project happened inside JMU X Labs, where students from 11 majors were split into 4 teams to study organized retail crime through different lenses: criminal activity, prevention, impact, and communication. Organized retail crime involves coordinated groups stealing merchandise to resell for profit, costing Virginia an estimated $1.3 billion each year. Students interviewed experts, researched other states, and presented ideas to the Attorney General's office in Richmond.
That ambiguity is something that we really lean into, and it's really uncomfortable for students, and they can experience frustration through that process because they think, you're not teaching me anything, I'm not learning anything, but it's really the process that they're going through is what students are learning.
Hazlett says the course mirrors real-world teamwork. Students learn to communicate and problem solve with people from different backgrounds while working for a real client.
They're looking for solutions, they're looking for ideas, and so it's really innovative and creative, and so students get to practice that.
Hazlett shares that one semester can't solve organized retail crime, but students provided research and ideas that give state leaders a strong starting point and gave students hands-on experience with a real issue impacting Virginians.
Assistant JMU Professor Sojib Zaman was recognized for his scientific research for the 4th year in a row. Breeze TV's Madison Florsic spoke with him about his contributions to JMU and the science community.
Recognized on the Stanford Elsevier's 2% top scientist list, Professor Sojib Zaman's work has been cited over 16,000 times in writings just in 2025.
This recognition is just a number for me, but it is really gives me the inspiration to work and move forward and just let me know, okay, what you are doing is great, just keep continue and try to do something which is going to be very impactful for the society, for the community.
One of his current projects is through JMU's Institute for Innovation in Health and Human Services. He is working with the Virginia Health Department to make health technology more accessible.
For detecting the people who need to know whether they have any risk factors. If they have any risk factors, we are able to identify them more accurately and correctly and properly, and they are able to go back to the health centers to get the appropriate treatment.
While Zaman takes great pride in his research, one of his greatest goals is to influence others to do the same.
My focus is to create new researchers among my students, and I try to involve my students with my research.
Zaman's citations will continue to grow, but the impact he makes on his community is what keeps him motivated. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Madison Florsic.
Returning to life here on campus can be an adjustment. Breeze TV's Grace Heberer looked into how students are feeling after break.
For some students, leaving home may have been exciting.
What I was most looking forward to was just seeing the people that are at home with me, like the people that I met here.
Holiday and family obligations are a big part of winter break, leaving some students to miss the independence of college.
Not the idea of having no rules, but like being able to do what I want on my own time, like kind of like just picking and choosing when I do things rather than like when my family does and whenever like I can.
Leaving home can make some students feel homesick and lonely. On Wednesday, the Counseling Center hosted its Coping with Homesickness event in the Student Success Center. This event taught students ways to manage missing home and encourage forming new connections.
I think seeking out help, especially with any mental health issue, but something like homesickness is difficult. But we want to try and have students do it. So having something like this where you can get some information, some tips and tricks, and then go about your day is definitely something that we support.
The Counseling Center will have its final Coping with Homesickness event next week. For more information, check the JMU Counseling Center website. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Grace Heberer.
A recent social media phenomenon is bringing us back to #2016.
Our Madeline Binack has the story on where JMU was 10 years ago from the perspective of the Breeze.
A decade ago, the class of 2020 had just joined the James Madison campus, unaware of the events that would form their year here. From a historical presidential election to an increase of social media usage, the college life we know today was just taking shape.
Gibbons Hall, the original D Hall, was demolished in an effort to expand the building. Dining options were replaced with a temporary D Hub in the R1 parking lot.
D Hub is going to have a food truck section. So what food truck would you like to see at D Hub?
Either Mexican or taco, something like that.
Taco trucks. Tacos, tacos, tacos.
JMU took a leap into the digital era, launching its first Snapchat page to feature university-wide events, like JMU women's basketball win in the Virginia State Championship. During election season, former Vice President Mike Pence traveled to Harrisonburg to drum up local support.
At the end of the day, it's the matter of believing in whoever runs our government and respecting one another, and I think just providing a united front as to whatever comes next.
In the end, the class of 2016 was sent off, citing some of their favorite moments while walking the halls of JMU.
I've had a lot of fun every step of the way with everything that I've done, so it's been a great ride.
Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Madeline Binack.
Oh, 2016, what a year that was. I'm pretty sure I was like 12. I was in middle school. I was not doing anything interesting at all.
I know. I feel like it was just yesterday. It does not feel like it was 10 years
Time's
ago.
flying, for sure.
Well, we hope you all are able to stay warm. Be sure to get those non-perishables while you can, because it's going to snow soon, really soon. I think tomorrow. But we'll see you all next week, same time, same place.